Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Dark Live Podcast. I'm your host, Live to Win, here with my guest and co-host, Dark Fox 47. How you doing, man?
Hello, I am doing all right.
I don't think there was too much that, at least from what I came across, not a whole lot this week, but was there anything that happened on your end that you were excited for or something?
Uh,
News and
excited
updates?
for
Yeah,
as
like news
little.
and updates kind of type of thing.
Uh, no, I don't think I've heard anything new. I am excited because I haven't watched it, but the last two episodes Mandalorian, those are out now, and apparently episodes were freaking amazing. And I've just seen like, oh my god, those were amazing. I'm like, oh, stop in there. Nope, nope, don't want any spoilers. I've had high hopes for the show, and the last two episodes of the season seem to have completely paid off for all the build-up
Nice.
that they've been doing. So I'm excited about seeing that probably tomorrow or Monday. I'll have time to do that, watch with my dad. Um, then, well, not exciting, but I'll probably put this up on my Discord too. That boy howdy, I haven't been able to fix the graphic problem with my laptop, so no game streams, which is sucky. Really
Yeah.
sucks. I'm very sad about that.
That's kind of one of the things that I keep thinking about if, like, what would I do if my stream PC craps out? Because I do love the two PCs setup, but there are some times to where it's like audio is completely wonky and I just want to go back to a single, but all in all, I guess I do like the two PCs set up, and if my streaming PC goes out, it's going to be that. I mean, I'm not necessarily in the same boat, but I'm gonna clearly have to like adjust and like make sure that everything's off my gaming PC. But yeah, that does suck that it happened, and still trying to figure out a particular fix for that. So I feel you there.
Yeah,
Um, my
I think
end,
not.
my end. I actually, I kind of don't know what to think about this, mainly because, like, I kind of recently heard about it, and it's like there's very minimal like information about it, but apparently a new studio opened up, and they made it. They confirmed that they are working on a new Bioshock IP. So there's a Bioshock game on the horizon, but that's legitimately all we know about. A studio opened up and they're working on something with Bioshock. And I thought that was
Heard
kind of
something
odd.
about that?
I thought
I
that
think
was
I heard a rumor about that.
yeah.
I didn't know there was anything
And
solid.
I mean basically it's at rumor stage, but like I thought I heard like it is confirmed that it's happening. It's just beyond that no one knows. So it's but I thought that was something that I thought was kind of interesting, so I thought I would share that. Um, and um, I don't know if I want to bring this up, but eh, it just involves Twitch, and I just heard about like some channel on Twitch apparently got banned just because they did a eating contest and someone like vomited on stream, and because of that, they got banned because of it. And I thought that was a little bullshit. I don't know, just because
I
like
wonder if that's yeah. Uh, I wonder if that might be related to their because they do have a like you're allowed to I know for rules, you're allowed to drink on stream, but you
Mm-hmm.
can't drink till you're like you can't drink till you're like super smashed slash vomits. And I think it has to do with sort of their rules of like self-harm
Yeah.
because you drink in excess that's harmful for you, and vomiting is a sign of, hey, you've done something wrong. Uh, and I guess I could see why that would extend to like an eating thing where
Mm-hmm.
you cause yourself self-harm in such a way by just eating too much. So, as dumb as it might seem, I can understand it for their sort of like their rules against self-harm.
Yeah, I kind of would like to know a little bit more detail on that. It's just like, is it because it was an eating contest and he vomited, or was it more of a case of just the vomiting part? Because like, what if I were sick and I didn't know I had any stomach issues, and I just happened because I was sick vomit on stream, and it's like, will you get banned because of that? Because like, what if you thought you were fine, but it just happened on stream? Because like that is definitely a gray area. And then there's also the idea that, well, what if your chair breaks on stream? Technically, isn't that self harm? So, like, little stuff like that just kind of like just creates gray areas for me, and it's like makes you think. Um, but anyway, I thought it was a little BS, but it's definitely I could see why Twitch did it, but it was still something I thought was um it's one of those gray areas. I thought. Uh,
I
um,
know I'm doing some looking up, and it goes against their rules of self-harm.
mhm.
Like some people are like, "Oh, come on, like it didn't harm me. Like I just did this and then I vomited. That's not harmful to me. I'm not self-harming myself."
Yeah,
Even though medically you vomiting because of something indicates you've caused harm to yourself. So,
right.
medically it is self-harm. So, yeah, there's reason for it. So just don't be stupid.
Yeah, it was. And I believe it was like a Christmas or a holiday theme, particular cast. I think because I think it was like a podcast group, and they just kind of were trying to get into the festive moment, and they just thought, oh, let's do a eating contest, and so yeah, it just kind of happened. And if that was the video that I saw, it really looked more like he just spit on the ground. Like it really didn't look that bad. If that was the video that I saw. But
Mm.
again, you know, it's I'm in no grounds to like really, defend or, you know, demand a ban or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of type of thing. It was just a gray area I thought was that just kind of came to mind is all. Um
It's more of a gray area. I can understand in this circumstance, I would be very like gray area if someone was like they were not feeling great
mhm.
and they decided to stream anyway and then they threw up on stream because they were sick.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Banned
I
for
was
that,
thinking.
then I don't see that as being legitimate.
Because like
Um,
because I was like, my thought is like, because like, what if you didn't know that you were sick and then you happened to stream? So because when I heard someone vomited and got banned, I was like, well, okay, yeah, because I knew a little bit more about like the situation. I knew that it was a eating contest, but what if about some other streamer or even myself, to where it's like, you didn't know that you didn't know that you were that sick. Like you probably knew that you had something, but you probably thought you were good enough to stream, and then it turns out like, so at that moment, is it because, just wanting to know more about like Twitch's and like their take on that, like, is it because it was a eating contest and then he vomited? I get that, but what about someone like myself or anybody that is sick, but they're still good enough to stream. At least that's what they thought. And then obviously they had something a little bit more, and they just happened to vomit on stream. And it's like, is it because he vomited, or was it because he did an eating challenge and then vomited? So
Yeah, I feel like it's more circumstance, or I'd
mhm.
like to believe that Twitch would do it more circumstance, because I can totally see the like you do
Right.
something that causes you to vomit, that was something you did. But if you like are feeling off, but you're like, I'll do it anyway, I'm feeling
Mhm.
fine, and then all of a sudden you throw up on stream, I imagine they're like, please try and avoid doing that, but I don't think you'll get anything more than a, hey, just look after your health in the future kind of
Yeah.
warning. I imagine they'd just be like, hey, just because they've like people who do like a lot of 24-hour streams or like really long streams, those people aren't allowed to do that anymore because of health reasons, right?
Um
That was the thing that went down.
I'm fully aware that Twitch does want to kind of, they do kind of want it to be known, like, hey, look out for your health and your safety and that sort of thing. So um but I don't know the like full extent, exactly like what you said. It's like, because there are people that do, I know of some people that did it like for like an anniversary. Oh, it's my 5 years on Twitch kind of type of thing, so I'm gonna do like a 24-hour stream. uh I really don't know like the full extent on like Twitch's end. Do they actually like step in and like say, hey, maybe not do a 24-hour stream, do a 15-hour stream, something more safe for your health, kind of type of thing. I really don't know like the full extent, but um
Oh, yeah, they have a hard limit of 24-hour streams.
but
Cut you off at 24 hours. I mean, 48 hours, not 24. 48. That's what I meant to say.
yeah, it's just that because you said 24, I was like, wait a second, I think I
Yeah,
actually
no, I
know
misspoke.
of a streamer, actually two streamers, that openly admitted that like they did like 36, and it's like, yeah, that's it's a lot of hours. So, and well, actually, no, there might be a third. Um, although I'm not too well. Then again, the other guy I'm thinking of is I'm not too familiar with his stream either. But yeah, I heard of stories of like people doing like really long streams, and it's
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, the one streamer I watch, Kiwo, she is notorious for not like I don't know if she ever sleeps really. She does like a lot of like she'll do like a 24-hour stream and then be back on 6 hours later.
Yeah, it's kind
So
of
she has a very fucked up schedule a lot of
yeah.
times.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what I heard. I heard about like a guy that did like, I think he did like a 24-hour stream. I don't know how much sleep he got, and then he immediately did another one. So it's yeah.
I think as long as there's a reasonable break between streams, then it's fine. If they could reasonably think you at least got some sleep,
Mm-hmm.
then should be fine.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I really heard about. Um, and then I also kind of recently did a movie night in Discord recently, and
Oh, how did that go?
oh my god, it was so fun. It was a lot of laughs. Two of my mods showed up, and one of them had to kind of dip out, which was okay. But Josh was in there from the very beginning, and just we just had so much fun. It was, oh my god, just going back to the show I ended up going with was Upright Citizens Brigade, and for those that remember, we did do a podcast. I believe Dark hosted, and we did like, what's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite movie? I went with
Yes, we
my
did.
favorite TV show of season one, Upright Citizens Brigade, and it was just a bunch of laughs. Um, yeah, it was just really awesome. It was the first one that I ever hosted, and it's kind of still in my Discord if people's like interested in like checking it out. Um, yeah, the links are all there. It was just so much fun. I actually really do forget that that show actually came from the freaking 90s. I actually for some reason thought that it was like 2001, but it was like 98, and just cracking up laughing like as if I was watching it the first time was just so awesome. Uh, yeah. I forget how long the entire thing was, but I think I recorded about 3 hours or so, I believe. But because there was like a little bit of like delay, like, hey, is it good on your end, kind of type of thing. It was it kind of the actual movie night kind of expanded for like 4 hours, I believe, total, and it was just a bunch of laughs. I remember there was a moment to where it was like, God, I remember watching this episode when, God, how old was I? Um, Probably 7 years old, and it was like a episode about like just like kids like uprising against adults, and at the end of every episode there was like a hidden camera thing, and so that's kind of like how they end the show is they take a joke to the streets kind of type of thing, and for some reason they just grabbed this kid, gave him a bullhorn, and it's like go to the playground and like create an uprising at the playgrounds. And I remember being a young Liv just watching that. It's like, yes, we could uprise against the freaking adults, and I just remember watching that, thinking it was so funny. Um, yeah, it was very funny. It was very funny. I absolutely love it. We're gonna be doing it again, I think, on the 11th, because 2 weeks is usually whenever we do a podcast, and this time I think I'm gonna try doing it after the podcast, so that way maybe we could get more people in. Um, so yeah, that's I'm gonna love movie night. It's sadly I didn't get any like recommendations of like other shows to like watch and stuff, so I'm kind of sucks that no one made any suggestions. But then again, to be fair, a lot of us were probably laughing really hard when we saw this, so understandable. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the 11th, and hopefully doing a podcast. Well, do a movie night after the podcast. I think that would be awesome. Um, but you could watch Witcher. I keep hearing people tell me about Witcher, and it's like I just haven't seen it, and I kind of been like busy this past couple of weeks. But I think Dark told me, because he stopped by my channel, that he's seen it. So I don't know if he wants to
I've
go
seen the
too much
first
into
episode
it,
and a
but
half,
like
yes.
generalization, I am a little bit curious, like your thoughts on it, on Witcher, the TV series.
Um, well, from like the episode and a half I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. They kind of touch on sort of like through character dialogue what a Witcher kind of is. I'm not entirely sure.
Um,
They're a created thing, that they were created and they're a dying breed, and also people have a lot of animosity towards them. But at the same time, they pay them to deal with creatures that normal people can't deal with.
uh, I don't know, like the origin of the of Witchers. I don't think I came across that in Witcher 3, but I do know that that is correct. That the there would be like towns and villages that would be like they would be overran by something or another, whether it be something more spiritual, to where it's like a ghost haunting the place, like wraiths and stuff, or if it's something more like a dragon or some kind of type of beast that they just don't know. They get scared and run away. Witchers usually have two swords, which is one's for humans, the other one's for beasts, that sort of thing.
Oh, cool.
So, slits for eyes, white hair, two swords, that's a witcher, basically. And also, I think more recently I kind of realized I think there's like different classes of witcher, which is because a lot of them have a medallion, and I'm pretty sure that Geralt, he has a wolf as a medallion, but I think I came across somebody more recently, like playing Witcher. I think I came across someone that had a different medallion. I think so. I think that's supposed to symbolize like the school that they trained. I think I could be wrong on that, but I think that's supposed to be like the different schools and what have you, by showing that medallion. So it's not like I don't know if, although I'm pretty sure that's the case, to where someone may grow up as a Witcher, but they probably weren't trained. So maybe there's those that don't have medallions, but I'm still pretty much learning the lore and everything. So it's definitely something that I'm interested in. But yeah, it's I put Witcher the TV series on the list of like, okay, I don't know when, but I definitely need to see this thing. So yeah, the curiosity is there, and plus I still kind of, but I guess the other reason why I haven't seen it yet is because I'm still trying to hold off watching it, just simply because I kind of want to complete Witcher 3 before I like actually see the series. So because I'm still going through it, so yeah.
I don't think that would really have any impact on it.
Well, it's not for spoiler. It's not for spoilers or seeing contrasts. It's really more of like, do I really like the series, or is it kind of because I'm still kind of like on the fence overall with the game. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still liking it, but like there still hasn't been like a moment yet to where it's like, oh my god, this game is like really, really freaking good. I want to go back and like play Witcher 1, play Witcher 2. Like at the moment, to me, it's kind of feeling more like I'm gonna complete Witcher 3, probably say it's an okay game, and call it there. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's more of the case that I'm gonna say in the very end, but maybe there's like a really good ending and they do something like really big, and it like completely takes me by surprise. Although there is a main character that we kind of did see, and I think Fun brought it up at one point when I was playing it. Of course, I don't want to go too much into it because it is spoilers. So, but there is a character that pivotal role, and it was a little sad. But yeah, yeah, it's really kind of hard to say without spoilers. But yeah, it's that was definitely something for sure. Had I played it for the first time, and like I said, I've seen moments in what is it, Yakuza, that just I seen how storytelling is, and when really good writing comes in, and when that moment happened, it was like it's a moment I would have seen in Yakuza. So, um, yeah, I don't know what Witcher could have done to like make it better, but it's definitely a moment that I could see for someone being like, oh man, that was like a pivotal moment for me. And it's just for me, it's just like I seen what really great storytelling could be, and it's definitely there for Witcher, but I I hate to say it, I seen it better in Yakuza. And I kind of hate saying that because I do know there are people that really love Witcher, and yeah, but it's only because I'm still learning the game, still learning everything, and it was still a moment that I would make a note of, but it's really, again, just really hard to say without going into spoilers. Um, but yeah, that was so yeah, I'm still going through the game, and I think I could easily grind out to the end, but there's still so much stuff I want to do, and I do want to do the DLCs. So, and I just recently got to a level 30, so going through the DLCs are gonna be actually doable this time. So, I think if I remember correctly, there's like one particular mission, one quest that I have that it's uh it's not a DLC, and I'm gonna go through that, see what happens there, and then after that, like, because all the DLC stuff is like level 30, level 32, level 34, and going in there under rank is probably not the best option. So I really wanted to get that level 30 milestone, and I finally made it. So like the next time I jump into Witcher, which I don't know when I'm going to do Witcher, but because like I am going to be streaming tomorrow, and it is I think I'm going to dive back into Metal Gear a little bit. And at some point I'm going to dive back into Witcher and just go through the DLC. So it's going to be a while since I actually complete the game, so it is something I'm looking forward to. And then I think with that, there's not much else on my end, unless there's like a last minute thought that you have.
Well, I was just curious, what did you use for the gaming nights? Like, what did you do the gaming night on?
Gaming night?
I mean, no, not gaming night, movie night.
Movie night.
What is game night? Anyway, the movie night, game night.
Basically, there was a website. I basically just typed in YouTube alternatives, and because I really wanted to stream it in Discord for everyone, just so that way it would be convenient. Hey, because we all have Discord accounts. Let's just use Discord. You could stream in it. I just thought that would be convenient. But I did have CamOpper stop by and be like, I did read up the terms of services. Technically, what you're doing is illegal, so probably shouldn't do that. And I think
good.
Yeah,
it's good that he warned you.
Yeah. So he basically was a complete and total bro. He gave me the heads up on it. I was just thinking about convenience, but I didn't really think about the terms of service. He was saying that I was gonna get arrested. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure I would lose my Discord account, and that would kind of give me one less thing to kind of do this podcast, because we use Discord to communicate right now. It's how we're doing it. So yeah. So it was definitely something to where I was like, okay, maybe I should rethink this. So I put up a few options for those that, if they were going to show up, like, here's some options for us to like kind of do. And basically what I thought of, because I had my DVDs, I was gonna use those to like kind of do it. And so because I do have two PCs, I have an Elgato, also kind of want to put them to some use, so I actually recorded the entire series by also using my Elgatos. So I was using up both of my PCs and was viewing it on one, recording with the other. We only had one problem. Apparently there was a prompt that came up and I didn't notice it. It was only on for like probably a minute. And other than that, it went beautifully. The episodes turned out okay. Except for the first one, which is where I had that prompt show up, and apparently I didn't close it. But luckily it went away, and I don't think there was too much going on screen, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, I just we ended up going with a YouTube alternative, and I just basically recorded everything. And I did try to convert my DVDs to like a digital file, and so when I did that, and I tried doing that, and it didn't work out because it kept glitching the video, so it just wasn't good. So I was like, all right, just screw it. I got two PCs, just record off of one, view on the other, record that. There's your digital file. And then now that I had that, I needed to find a website to like be able to upload it. So I ended up going with, I think it was called Vio, I believe, vio.com. It might be a Japanese website. I don't know. All I do know, it was in English when I did pull it up, but yeah, I ended up using that, and I mean, I figure if anything, they're just gonna ban the account, which is completely fine by me. It shouldn't be tied to my YouTube or Twitch in any way, but yeah, I uploaded there, and
this recorded confession that's going up on YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, there you go. And then basically
on the forums.
And then basically I just gave the links, and we kind of it was the way I suggested how we were gonna do clips on the podcast. Is we just watch it the exact same time, and I just hit play. We do a countdown, 1, 2, 3, play, and we both everyone hits the button at the same time, and then we just watch the video together, and that's how I did movie night. And yeah, wasn't anticipating anybody, and I did have 2 of my mods show up, so yeah.
Cool.
I guess that answers the question, unless there was something else.
No.
All right. Yeah, but
no.
Yeah, but that's how I did movie night. I just found a YouTube alternative and just uploaded to that. And yeah, I couldn't find any of the TV shows that I wanted to go with online, and plus the other option I had is and this is the method that I used with Dead. I did do a little bit of like an anime night with him, but that was a long time ago. And the other option was, and it's also what CamOpper suggested as well, is a website called it's basically Rabbit is basically the name.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, I used it once.
It's basically called Rabbit, but there's like a period between the B and the I believe. But yeah, it's basically called Rabbit, and that was an option to use. They're kind of notorious for like doing exactly like what I was going to do, is like a movie night kind of type of thing, and that was the other option, and I did use that, but I think I tried what was it I was trying to do? I think I found a website that had like some old wrestling shows, and I kind of thought there might be some friends that I have online that probably wouldn't mind seeing this. So I kind of thought, well, I wonder if I could use Rabbit and like give them the link, and I could possibly do like a wrestling night kind of type of thing with some of my wrestling friends. And I thought about doing that, and then as I was doing it, I noticed I couldn't pull up the website, so there might be certain websites that Rabbit will allow you to connect with. So maybe it was something else to do with my internet that wasn't pulling up those sites, but I thought that was kind of weird. So, but anyway, so those were, and then of course the third option was just go ahead and stream in Discord. That was the last option I had, but obviously that was the one that Cam Upper. That was the one that Cam Upper had, and I noticed I see Lacus in chat. Thank you, Lacus, for showing up, man. I really do apologize that I didn't send you the I was gonna DM you for movie night, like specifically because I just always naturally just go to my Discord and just like post in there for everyone like when the day and time is. But for you, I had it in my head, well, maybe he would forget or what have you. So I thought maybe go to Lacus directly and just like DM him. Hey, it's gonna be on this day, this time in Discord, and hopefully see that. So that is true. You never did visit one of our podcasts. By the way, this is my good friend Dark, if you haven't met him.
Hello.
Sadly, he is going through some PC issues, so it's probably going to be a while before he actually gets back.
Again.
Yeah.
It hurts.
I feel you.
I have been streaming regularly, but knowing that I can't hurts.
Yeah. So sadly, he's probably not going to be able to stream what he originally would have wanted to, but yeah,
no games. But
yeah,
maybe something else. I'm not sure.
Hopefully that thing just clears up somehow. I don't know how, but yeah.
Called get a new computer. Forehead.
That is true, but also gonna cost a shit ton of money though.
Yeah, I already planned on buying one.
It's not your fault at all. Yeah, I still kind of feel like it. I mean, like I had it in my head to do it, but it just kind of slipped my mind that I just forgot to DM you. My memory also has a bunch of holes, so
Don't worry, Liv's forgotten the podcast before.
That is true, because I thought it was at what was it?
I was hosting that one time too.
Yeah, you were, and I completely forgot. Yeah, I thought we were gonna do it at 5, and it turns out it was 4, and yeah, it was. Again, that was completely my bad. But now, got it all. We have it all settled out, so now it's fine. But anyway, but yeah, that's I think that's pretty much everything that I have. Although I did kind of go through my After Dark stuff, I guess I could bring this up real fast. I thought about doing a brainstorming session, but I also kind of thought, it's just I thought of a few ideas for the podcast, and one of them was about like doing like E3 specials or something like whenever there's like a big, kind of like E3-ish kind of type of stuff, to where it's like big news that there's like an event going on and there's like a bunch of announcements, do stuff like that. More recently, there was like the gaming awards kind of type of thing. I brought that up, and it sounds like going forward, me and Dark is probably going to end up doing that. Most likely, we're just going to pick a day, kind of like, say, like today, and like a couple days ago, there was like the gaming awards. Well, today we'll be kind of like doing do like a little rundown of like our favorite stuff that we've seen, and we're probably going to do that going forward. But that was one idea. But the other idea I thought of is not to change it, but like a different alternative of like a segment. I thought about what if we did like it's clips, videos, maybe pictures, maybe audio bites, sound bits of audio, and maybe we could do like a segment called like Did You Notice? There would be like a small detail that you could probably easily overlook, but like you could probably do like a guessing game out of it, like, hey, did you notice this about the particular video or something? It was this idea I kind of thought of. I thought that would be like a cool way to like kind of like interact with chat. They could probably have like guesses on like what the small detail is that that everyone's missing, and then, you know, obviously you get the reveal and it's like, oh, okay. I just kind of thought that would be like a little interesting idea to do for the podcast, is play videos, maybe show a photo or something. There's like a small detail that could probably be overlooked. And then we just kind of like guess what the small detail is. What's the theme for
Sounds
today?
interesting.
Yeah, it was definitely something I thought would be interesting. So, I don't know how you feel about it though.
You know, we need to do a trial run.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
And then
Do
plus,
a trial run.
yeah,
See how I feel about it.
and not only do a trial run, but also see like like I actually need to like come up with videos and like pictures and different stuff to like try and like what's the small detail kind of type of thing. So like even to do it, like I still need to like come up with like some stuff for it, and hopefully by letting you know, like that would be like a thing that we could maybe do at some point. Don't know when though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future. Not too sure right now. That sounds like it needs a little more workshopping.
Yeah, but it was still an idea that I thought would be a little interesting to do, kind of type of thing. Where's this evening, night? For me, it's about to become night. It's like about getting close to 5 o'clock here. For me. Yeah, with these podcasts, we just kind of just basically just come up with stuff to just kind of like just talk about. I think in terms of theme, I think Dark was the only one that came up with something for a theme, and that was I believe last week we did the Star Wars. After that, I can't really think of like themes that we did.
Star Wars.
It was bound to happen.
But yeah, I think actually all of my ones I've hosted have had a theme to them, because there was the internet theme for one. There was there's internet. There was anime. There was anime one.
Oh yeah, there was an anime theme. Yeah,
there was the anime one with JoJo. So really, all of mine have been trying to be themed, and then Liv just kind of does whatever, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, two different kinds of ways to go about it. Eventually, I'll run out of themes.
Yeah, and the whole reason why I kind of remember the reason why I do kind of stick to gaming ish is because I want to say it was Extreme that said it. I remember reading a comment, and it was basically, well, the one common thing that we all have is gaming, and so I guess because of that, it kind of like stuck with me that maybe should stick to gaming stuff. So I've always been trying to think of like other stuff gaming related. And of course today is like a continuation of that to a degree. All right.
So yeah, you're Terry Dark Fox. Woo. I blanked in the middle of that. Co-host Liv, you do it.
I was really thinking that you had something there, so I was like, okay, let's see what Dark has.
I forgot.
Lost train of thought because I was basically, because all I was gonna say is like I think that's pretty much it that I have. So yeah, I can't really think of anything else
Just
to
cut
like.
that out. Cut that out in post. When edits these things.
Yeah, we need to talk to human resources and tell them to cut that crap out. Just
Human resources.
I was under the impression that we had a human resource department because
no, we're not having. I told you, Liv. No HR, no unions, no nothing like that.
Hey,
no.
Well,
no
I could have swore it was HR that told me, okay, that said, you have to listen to 10 songs. And I was like, well, I don't even like the first one. So it's like, well, you gotta listen to all 10. And it's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna listen to all of them, but I'm gonna shit on it. Okay, we didn't think about that. Now, Liv, you need to watch yourself with your language. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna come up with my own podcast, and it's gonna have gambling, hookers, and so many other shit. And then it's like, you know what? And they told me, I was like, well, you're kind of going against our terms of service. And I was like, no, it's the way it was supposed to be. God intended it, okay? And it just kind of went off. So I kind of created my own rival podcast, and needless to say, viewership is kind of down. We are thinking about expanding and selling the product, but no one has yet to buy. So sadly, word is still out about After Dark, and yeah. So there you go.
I think this is one of my favorite bits we've done on the podcast so far. This is my favorite bit we've done.
Hey,
that was great.
It's fucking human resources, man. I just, something about it. I'm just saying, we need to axe that department. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was pretty much it that I have for that. So I guess we could go ahead and move on to our first topic here. Basically, for Saturday's stream, if I stream today, I probably would do it after the podcast. I felt a little tired at the start, but I might actually be fine now. But if I did stream today, a game or something, I was going to do GTA San Andreas. It's an old game that I just really love and enjoy. And for Saturday, I kind of do like retro games and that sort of thing. And I just been having a lot of fun, just kind of just going back and just having a blast, just playing some of my old favorite games. It kind of started with GTA 3, I believe, and I just decided, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do a GTA from GTA 3 on, basically the HD when GTA became HD. It was 2D before that, and then I decided from 3 on I was gonna go ahead and stream that, and been having a lot of fun. So I'm kind of doing like a little bit of like a GTA playthrough. I already kind of did 4 years ago or a year or two ago. Yeah, it was back when I was just on my streaming PC, and that was the only PC I had at the time. And to some degree, I guess I could go back and redo that and be able to have like better frames this time, but But yeah, I've been kind of doing GTA San Andreas, and it's just with all the and because I did that, GTA is just like near and dear to me, and I think it was I did get it. Well, actually, I'm still getting it with San Andreas, but I think it really hit home when I did Vice City. Like I was getting, oh, it was just giving me so much nostalgia. I think the nostalgia was always there with like 3 and even with San Andreas, but with me there was just something near and dear to me that's just with Vice City. Like Vice City, I just spent so many hours as a kid just playing that game over and over, just wanting to do everything. Um, I like Tommy Vercetti. I like the whole mob connection that they were going with. The time period, the clothes, the music that they had going, it was just everything clicked, and I just loved it, every minute of it. And when I was getting a chance to like stream it and do that, the nostalgia was just so real for me, and it just doing that, I just started thinking, what would be the game that like gave you the most nostalgia?
For me, oh gosh, um, off the top of my head, uh, probably Halo Combat Evolved, like the first Halo game. I played that when I was 10. I think I was 10 when I started playing Halo. I think I was actually younger when I started playing Call of Duty. I think I played Call of Duty before I played Halo, and I started playing Halo at 10. So I played those kinds of video games. I guess I did play those kinds of video games beforehand when I was, God, probably 8 or 9. I played a lot of shooter, violent, complicated video games when I was younger. I turned out fine,
I think I could
kind
say
of.
the same.
Uh, you only know me through a computer screen.
You only
Uh,
know me by my fake name.
oh yeah? So do you. If I told you my real name, it sounds like a fake name anyway, so
I would say that
so
about my last.
generic. My dad has a way more generic name than me, but his actually name's so generic. When he got a police sort of lookup, there was like a guy, there was like a criminal record that popped up for a guy who was currently serving a life sentence. Exact same name. It's like, well, we could say for sure you're not that guy unless you broke out and voluntarily had a police check and changed your face and everything.
Oh my god,
uh,
that's actually a joke I heard from a stand-up comedian.
I'd imagine.
God,
So
I'm trying
yeah,
to think.
Halo. Um, Loved Halo. That game, I played the shit out of Halo 1. And Halo 2 as well. Um, actually, Halo 1 was the first game I ever actually played co-op with my dad. We played through Halo together. It's like one of the I don't think we've only done a few games we've ever played through together, and Halo Combat Evolved was the first one. Maybe I've got the anniversary edition. Maybe sometime I should try and see, because he doesn't like to play like those kinds of games too much. Maybe I should see if I can talk him into us doing a run through of the anniversary edition. Sidebar. Uh, but yeah, I'd say Halo. Um, Probably some of the Star Wars games too, like the Starfighter games, which was like just Star. It Starfighter and then Jedi Starfighter. Those were both good games. Knights of the Old Republic. That was one that was actually I played later. I keep thinking, I'm like, I played that later, but it was still like at least 8 years ago. And I'm like, like even Skyrim can be considered nostalgic, even though it's hard to believe because they've re-released it on every goddamn platform and remastered it how many fucking times? And yet we still haven't got Elder Scrolls 6. But I guess, God, that makes me feel so much older thinking of that Skyrim could be considered nostalgic. Because that released in 2012? Was it?
I
2012
forget.
Skyrim launched? Google. Skyrim. Fuck, November 11th, 2011. Jeez. Oh my god. When did Oblivion come out? Oblivion was the first Elder Scrolls game I ever played, and I fell in love with Oblivion. 2006. Nice. God, that was 9, almost, actually it is. Oh, it's 8 years ago that Skyrim came out. Oh. Oh my god. That hurts my head thinking about that. Is how old some things are until you actually look when they released.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way.
In 2000, 2001?
Well, I
Google.
played NES and Super NES, and that's like years ago.
2001. 2001 it came to Xbox. The first Halo. God. Old games.
Yeah, I just get so much nostalgia. I think I even like stopped by. I mean, hell, I think even in Discord, like me and him were just be in Discord, and he would be like screen sharing his like gameplay and stuff. Just even seeing old dated graphics for me just brings me back good memories of nostalgia and the different types of games I played and stuff. So um, yeah, I just kind of thought this was like a good topic to just kind of like just reflect and just kind of remember the games of yesteryear that kind of like impacted us. And uh, I mean, like I said earlier, like GTA for me is just it's the series that really got me into gaming. And I to this day remember a friend of mine who's no longer here. He passed away a long time ago. I remember playing GTA 3, and the rule was if you die 3 times, pass the controller to someone else. And I would get my friends together, and we'll just all just hang out. And then when the controller comes to me, I only get one death. And then I pass. And I just remember those moments just so fondly. Just the great times I had. I remember there was one time to where my friends actually just got bored because I just couldn't die.
Oh, so you were the jackass that was just like, okay, I'm gonna try hard now.
Uh,
Like, yeah, you guys don't get a turn.
Basically, my friends, they would just create chaos with the cops, and they would just have fun with the mayhem. I would be like doing like all the missions and like just kind of like just doing whatever. Sometimes I'll have like a shootout with the cops and just have fun there. And basically, if I get really bored, I go with the cops just to kind of like get something going. And then if all right, I'll go back and do some missions. And so I'll like flip flop back and forth. And somewhere in between, I either get like a really hard mission that I just end up doing something stupid or just make one wrong move and then bam, I'm dead. It's like, well, there goes my turn. I gotta pass the controller, so. But yeah, I remember playing that on like PlayStation 2 and just good memories. And yeah, like I said, just even just because like I think Dead was playing. Well, actually, he did it twice with Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. They both were released on Steam and stuff, and that was kind of like a game that he played when he was younger, and he screen shared it, and like even though it's like updated graphics on Steam, like I still remember those games, and I did play a little bit of them, and I didn't go heavy into them, which is probably the reason why I don't have as much nostalgia as I do with GTA, but just seeing like those particular titles, and I remember playing those when I was younger, and just having like really good memories, and yeah. Anyway, that was just something I just kind of really thought was just something just unique and interesting, and I thought that would just be like a good way of like just bringing up like old games that we probably don't really play too much today, but we still love to dabble in them every so often. But yeah, and then I can't really think of like any other game that gives me like strong nostalgia, but I think if I had to pick one, it would easily be Vice City. GTA Vice City. I just loved it so much. Yeah. Alright, so we're at our first hour, so I guess
I can't believe it. Like, we're getting good at this. We got 50 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like, we just spent 15 minutes on the first planned topic, but we did 50 minutes of just freehand shit, which is just awesome.
I can't wait until I could just news and like updates. I could just like practically just 1 hour that bitch, and that's when I know. That's when I know I'm like, okay, script. I don't even need you anymore. I could just kind of That would be the day.
Freehand. We don't script this at all. Nothing is scripted.
All right. I got some clips. There is one I actually do kind of want to play this one first because I don't know if I played this last podcast, so I need to see this real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I played this one. So, all right. I guess this is gonna be my first clip.
You know what just occurred to me?
Huh.
You know you could do screen share on Discord, right?
You want to do that way?
That would allow us to watch it at the same time. I've just remembered. I'm like, if only there were a way we could watch it at the same time. Oh yeah, there's a screen share feature on Discord.
Oh, I use two PCs, and you're on my streaming, and I'm showing the video on my gaming.
Oh, so would that not work?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, at least for me anyway. But for you,
so much for
you would
my
be able
idea.
to do that.
Well, like all my plans, they get buried very quickly.
And the reason why I do that is so that way I could screen capture us talking, and I could play the video of on. However, though, I actually kind of do have another account with Discord. I could. I would actually have to. I'll actually have to like log into the account though.
Okay, this is taking too long.
Yeah, it's. But basically, what I'm saying going forward, what I could do is I could actually temporarily log into my other account, get that in here real quick, and I could then do that. Yeah, but Although if I did that, it would kick the nameplates off, so I'll probably...
Sure. Yeah.
So... But anyway, that's...
Oh, well.
But yeah, that's... For those that don't know, yeah, I have 2 PCs and Dark's on my streaming right now, so... And I am about to play this video here. I also need to make sure that it's not duplicating the audio, so I need to turn the monitoring off on that. Because otherwise, I think the first podcast I hosted, I had 2 people, I had someone in Discord, and I had one person in chat. No one told me there was echoing sounds in that first podcast that I'd done, and I felt bad.
Oh. Huh.
I went back and it was when I did my first podcast, and for some reason I didn't. The reason why is, again, because I got 2 PCs. I have to repeat the audio on my streaming PC, but then it's also picking up my desktop audio as well, and not just the video that is playing, so that's how I'm able to hear it. But luckily I got 2 headsets, so we're good. Anyway, stalling for
really
time.
Complicated.
This is why I prefer to have one PC set up. It just makes things so much more easier.
It sure sounds like it.
Yeah. Right. I think I got everything good over here.
Hey, Streamlabs.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. All right. Video, full screen, and bam, here we go.
Hey, Eli, hey, Streamlabs. If you have some time, if you want to just drunken stepdad this guy, he resubbed for 4 months, but, I don't know.
Literally, that's what happened. Hopefully, High Forge is still here. I apologize to you, buddy. My fucking bad. And also, Streamlabs, get out of this gymnasium. Get the fuck out of here, Streamlabs. Pick up your pants. Get your balls out of the sink. I don't care. Leave the extension cord. Leave it. And get out of this gymnasium. Give me your fob. Give me your key fob.
I thought that was so funny. Well, it wasn't that funny, but...
I missed a little bit of it because I was waiting for it to come on stream, and
Oh, did it lag out for you? I could play it again if you want.
My stream was about 15 minutes behind. No, it's fine. I caught the meat of it.
Yeah, you drunken stepdad, this guy.
Then I turned it on, and I'm like, I heard me talking. I'm like, wait, I said that 10 minutes ago.
I don't know if refreshing would help that, but
yeah, I just paused and played, and it
okay.
Back to live.
All right, so that's one clip I have. Okay, now this one I got to remember. Okay, I'm finally going to release. These videos. I need to make sure I play these in order. Okay.
Oh.
Because I'm actually gonna play my experience of a game called Gwent on Witcher 3, and it's the best time I ever had in my entire life. It's okay. Okay, yeah. I think that's it. So these 2 moments happen almost back to back. Maybe I should play. Maybe I should explain after the fact. But these 2 clips, I'm gonna play them here. Happen back to back. I will. I guess I will stop for reactions and then play the other one. But yeah, there's 2 clips here. They happen back to back. Here we go. Full screen and video. Here we go. So yeah, this is me playing a game of Gwent in Witcher 3. Watch this freaking goddamn piece of win. He cocked himself! He cocked himself! Oh my god! He just threw down every weather card he could! He cocked himself! What the fuck? I am just cracking up laughing at this. Watch this freaking... So, if you're paying attention to the score, the most points wins. I have 15. He went up to, I think, 12, and then he threw down a weather card, which nerfed him and made it 10. So, he goes from 12 to 10, and it doesn't change my score at all entirely. And the whole time, I kept thinking, I'm going to lose this because I have came across some tough people, and I was anticipating a tough fight. And it was way much easier when a guy's willing to nerf himself. So, and it is an NPC for those that are not familiar with Gwent and Witcher. But, yeah. So then, I'm laughing my ass off. And then immediately, this happens. Points. You are a riot. You used up all your cards. You. Oh, this is an easy fight. Go ahead and take the spy. Take him. I will fuck you, okay? Here's another card. Go ahead and take it, because I fucking won. Oh my god. I won. It's over. I'm just gonna go ahead, just throw down all the cards. I will go at the level 4 to try and nerf myself, because I fucking won. Wow. Wow. And, oh yeah, icing on the cake. Wow. Points. That was a straight up massacre right there. A riot.
I would have laughed profusely if you had just accidentally lost. You were just throwing cards haphazardly, and then you ended up with 10.
The guy only had 10 cards, and I beat him 84 to 10. That was a straight up massacre. Oh man. So, and I believe that was part of main story, and it was. I just have so much fun with Gwent, and I will admit I just have so much fun just playing it. It's one of my favorite reasons to play Witcher. And then so that was a part of the main story. It was a moment with apparently you're with some friends and you play a game just to burn some time. But later on, excuse me. I actually end up getting into it was still Gwent, but there was a story to it. And apparently I joined a tournament, and it was hard with every single player. And at one point there's even a fight that breaks out, and I think I even did it twice, because I was actually under level for it, but I still did it anyway. Because I figured, it's just a card game, so it doesn't matter what rank I'm at, it only matters what rank my cards are. Well, it turns out a fight breaks out, and if you're under level for that, you're probably gonna get wrecked. So, yeah. And because of that, I was actually planning on ending the stream because this fight was really tough. So, I'm anticipating a loss, and this happens. I'm gonna bet $500. Hold on, wait, up, I screwed it up. I screwed it up. Just perfect. Alright. Video, full screen. Okay, we're good. Play. I'm gonna bet $500 there's a Scorch. You lost $500. You lost $500. She probably got another Scorch. She's gonna scorch out everything with the Scorch. She did another Scorch. And I bet she's got another Scorch. Look at all the Scorch. Bet you $500 she's probably gonna have another Scorch. And not just another Scorch, she's gonna win the game with another Scorch. I don't know why she's boosting me right now. But it don't matter, because... Whoa. You... What? What? I'm gonna bet $500. Yeah. That score. Like, I thought I was gonna lose. It's like 42, and all of a sudden it ends up being like, I think 60 because she like boosts me all the time. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that was a hell of a fight. I think I did that probably like maybe 10 times. And I was like, okay, I lost way too many times to this girl, and she's just whooping my ass. And somehow, some way, I somehow won that, and I was in the, I think Camopper was also there during that moment as well, and I was just like, guys, this is like the last one, and it's like, oh God, we actually did it. We actually pulled it off. And then it's like, well, I was planning to end the stream here, but I guess we're going. So that was a hell of a moment. That was, I remember Josh and Camopper being there, and it was really good. Yeah. That's one thing I learned about the game, Josh. I ended up realizing that spies win the freaking wars, and
in real life.
So, kind of so, yeah. I'm guessing you have your clips all set here, so...
I sent them to you, correct?
Hopefully I don't click on the second one by accident like last time. Alright. So, here's our first clip here. Okay. Need to make sure I do this correctly. By the way, I see you in there, Extreme. Thank you for stopping by. Video and play.
Do you have audio for the
oh shit, do I not? Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, there's no audio.
Can I like scuff?
My bad. Sorry, guys.
I can't. It's below the. It's. Maybe I should tweet.
My bad.
Oh my god, my name is so fucking long. Look how long my name is. Wait. Where's the tweet button? My name's so long, the tweet button's off screen. I can't tweet! My name's too long. Wait, can I like scuff click it? No, I can't. It's below the. It's too big for Twitter. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Oh God. I can't fucking tweet. My name's too long. Maybe I should tweet. Oh my God, my name is so fucking long. Look how long my name is.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah. Also, apparently Discord doesn't like it when I just put a whole bunch of Twitch clips in at once. It's loaded up 4 of them randomly, but there's a total of 6.
Oh yeah, that's kind of weird. Always click on the
Yeah.
links anyway, because I gotta grab them, put them in Chrome here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so audio, picture, full screen, and play.
Long as we don't get hurt. Let's go down the mountain. Oh. Well, that was oh my. Long as we don't get hurt. Let's go down the mountain.
Oh, that's a little funny.
Yeah, what great timing for the server to scuff.
Yeah,
As long as we don't get hurt. Yeah, then the motorcycle disappears.
Because at first I was like, no, that fall should have had you survived, and then I looked up and I was like, wait, disconnected from server? Oh shit! So now it looks like that you died, and it's like, oh man, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Position she landed on her way.
That also
Oh,
reminds me, I'm probably got something to say about GTA after these clips, real fast. Something I forgot to bring up, but yeah. I completely forgot about that. I don't have too much to say about it, but it is a little something I did forget to bring up in the news updates. Alright. Picture, full screen, audio should be good.
I'll fix the car.
Alright, well, we'll talk to the boys after.
Get in, Big D.
I think Big D's dead. Oh no. Now he is.
I feel no pain. Get in, bro.
I'll fix the car.
Alright, well, we'll talk to the boys after.
Wait, he gets in the trunk?
I think Big D's dead. Oh no.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
Now he is.
Nope. Now he's dead.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny. That's funny.
A lot of times people get the trunk because there's not enough space in the vehicles. There's only four spots in most vehicles.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, gotta get in the trunk. Oh.
Don't go over any speed bumps. I kind of...
Oh God.
Alright. Picture... Full screen. Audio should be fine. Here we go.
But it's where before you sit down and start doing the lecture, every single person has to stand up and you like pull the... Ah! Ah! What the fuck? What the fuck? Ah! My fucking God!
What the fuck? I never seen a gator that freaking large, and if I know the map as well as I think I do, that's not the swamp area. That is high up in the hills. What is a gator doing there? That is insane.
I think he was playing online, and I think some people were speculating it may have been a hacker who did it.
Could be.
It's like some big, I don't know. So that's what I saw in the chat. Some people were saying hacker, so I'm assuming he was online while that was going on. So maybe, or just a really, or it's a Rockstar. You know, could just be a big glitch.
I could see it go either way, but yeah, that's
I just love how the tail, it just like drops into frame, and that just takes him a second to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Oh, it's attached to something.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought like a rock just kind of like fell into frame or something, or like something, and then like, no, it's a freaking gator, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't even know there were any gators that large in the game.
That's what shocked me. I was like, what the hell? Because I played the game. I've seen some decent sized gators, but nothing.
You see Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. Oh my god! But yeah, I never seen a gator that huge before. That if that's not a legendary gator, I don't know what is. Holy shit! That thing is huge.
It was a disguise. It was actually a smaller gator dressed up as a bigger gator.
Oh god damn! One of those paper bulls I hear about so much, or I guess paper gators.
I'm a dude disguised as a dude disguised as another dude.
Nice.
Nice. It's from, but it's a reference from something.
Tropic Thunder? Was that the name of the movie?
I don't know. I just know the reference.
It's just I remember the reference, but I was trying to think of the name of the movie, and I think it's Tropic Thunder. But yeah. All right, so picture.
For reference for these next two clips, the little kid kind of voice, that's also by Milton. So Milton's doing both voices in these two clips.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
I'm gonna be coming home this afternoon after I'm done giving the bus tour, and then we can spend Christmas Eve and Christmas together. And guess what? Because who's my little munchy munchkin?
I am.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, because you are, you can have whatever you want for Christmas. What's the one thing that you want for Christmas?
I can have anything?
Yeah, you can have anything that you want.
Could I maybe have the end of all global conflicts and a resolution to world hunger?
What's another thing that you wanted though, aside maybe something else?
A Barbie Miami vacation dollhouse?
Yeah, I can get you that for sure.
Oh, that is so great.
An end to world conflict and a resolution for hunger.
Oh man.
Anything else?
Alright, here we go. Okay. Screen, audio, picture, and play.
Kiki Chanel is my mommy, but I don't really know my dad. Sometimes I think it's Casterman, but mommy always says he's bad. All of the other children in my little preschool class try to make fun of my mommy, so I whoop their stupid ass.
Oh.
I've watched every WrestleMania my mom taped on TV. If you try to bully me, nope, I'll choke slam you from the top rope. And then there's a lot, and then that's it, Mom.
That was problematic. That was problematic. We're probably going to need to talk about.
So cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
awesome. I think it was during the clip of the gator I started thinking about actually. I think I'm gonna go check it up and see if anyone clipped any of it. But the moment with the gator, I actually seeing his face cam set up like that. I saw Kip Boga recently, and I noticed he had Milton on, and they were doing a call together, and I kind of. There was a funny moment of like this really long rant from Milton that I want to see if anyone clipped it, and I'm gonna.
Oh, was that when Milton was doing his Merlin character, where he's being the geek
Yes,
character? Oh my god,
his character was 25 years old and still living with his dad, and I think Kit was playing the role as the dad. It was funny. I was cracking up laughing. It was glorious. I was lurking on that one. I think I actually had both of their streams open. I wanted to see Kit's side, but Milton's just so hilarious, and
yeah,
there was a really good rant out of it, and I kind of want to see if anyone clipped it. I'm gonna check that out at some point, but yeah.
That was an amazing one.
That was amazing.
I'm glad I didn't miss it.
But yeah, that was I need to check that out. But it was when I saw the face cam one of the Gator clip, I started thinking about that because he had that same face cam thing going, and yeah. Anyway, but yeah, real quick, I kind of completely forgot about this. I don't know if I'm going to stream it, but I think I might be getting back into GTA 5. A couple weeks ago, I kind of didn't want to bring it up because I didn't think it was going to like really go anywhere, but there was well, first of all, a couple months ago there was a casino update to get access inside the casino. Which was awesome. It should have been in there from the very beginning. And then now, more recently, a couple weeks ago, they released a heist update for the casino. And I might be getting back into GTA 5 because of it. But it's one of those things to where I don't want to do it just simply because I grinded so much of my life in GTA 5. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of hate it. I hate it because the grind. I don't hate it because of the game, if that makes sense. Like, I grinded so much in that game to where it feels like I do so much and I gain so little, and I hate that feeling. And like with Payday, it's a little more bearable because like you get what you're supposed to get out of it, and it's just it's not. Oh my god, is that the clip? I gotta play it.
Yeah, I found one.
But yeah, I might be getting back into GTA 5, and I'm just not looking forward to it. It's like I said, with Payday, it's bearable because like you get the money that you earn. It feels like you're actually making progress, and in GTA, it's just not the same case. So I just kind of hate that, and it looks like I'm gonna be getting back into GTA, but I don't know if I'm gonna stream it or not. But that's something that seeing all these GTA 5 clips, it just kind of came back to me. So, and sadly, I'm actually kind of liking the casino update, but it's not gonna keep me around for long. And yeah, but anyway, yeah, this I'm hoping is the clip that well, I actually didn't see a clip, but I saw a moment on Kip Boga and Milton's stream, and I thought this was funny. There was like a long rant, and it was hilarious, and I hope this is it. Anyway, let's see this.
For Christmas dinner, she said that you made her uncomfortable. I wasn't going to tell you.
She said that I made her uncomfortable?
Yeah, and what do you want me to think? You know, it's the first time I've brought another woman to Christmas dinner in 5 years, and you made her uncomfortable.
Well, then maybe you should know that's the first time ever in my life that a girl has not been impressed by me recreating the live action Dragon Ball Z by doing all the power up moves. Normally, when I show people
Nobody
that,
knows
especially
what
my
you...
karate's,
no,
it's a lot of people are impressed by that, Dad. Just because you're not, I don't know how to impress you. Maybe I could, I don't know, rebuild Stonehenge. Wasn't that big when you were a teenager?
What's Stonehenge? I don't know what Stonehenge is. Is it in America?
Okay,
What's that, in Kentucky?
Listen. No, it's not, Dad. It's in Ireland.
Oh man, that wasn't the clip I was thinking of, but that's still that. But that was
there
it.
Was another one I found.
Oh, there was another one. Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's another one. Might be the one here. One's the one the next one's a little more heated. That might be more the speed of what you were thinking.
All I just know is there was like a long rant. I forget if it was about video games or TV or something. Because if I remember correctly, I think the scam was they're doing a scam of broadcast services like TV shows and stuff, and he was like going into like a whole bit of like Crunchyroll and like all this other stuff, and so here's Kit trying to be like the old father, and it's like this freaking kid. I don't understand him sometimes, and it was just so hilarious. It was so hilarious. I'm hoping this is it.
This one's about video games. So might be.
I paid for your college education, and I told you no more video games. They're rotting in your brain. You can't be one of those people who sits in front of your computer with a fancy sword and a green suit and jumps from building to building and expect thousands of people to watch you all day long. No one is going to watch you play video games on the internet ever. It is not a real job.
You have no idea.
Nobody watches anybody on the internet, and that's the truth.
I haven't even begun to start farming pogs. You have no idea. I'll be the strongest person jumping from roof to roof in a green suit with a sword. You don't know anything. All you ever know about is your old stupid jobs working in the
Oh, that was good. That was good, but sadly, no. That's still. All he just knows there was a long rant from Milton, and I was cracking up laughing because I was like waiting for him to like stop and take a breath, but he just kept going, and it was just so funny.
Just keeps going and going and going,
and that's what made it so much funnier. And Anyway, I'm gonna see if there was any clips of that, but that was the last two clips we just played. Those were from that very one though. That was from the very stream that I was talking about. But sadly, none of those were the exact clip. But I just thought it was funny that Milton is just in this rant, and half the time it's gibberish, but he just keeps talking, and it's so hilarious. Like how long he was able to go without taking a breath is. I just thought that was awesome, but yeah, I think we're good with the clips. Any more, yeah. I'll just save them for next time. But yeah, that was awesome. Those clips were awesome. Anyway, looking at the time we have, I don't know if, basically I could skip the next one and just go right to the end, I think, or I could just, screw it, we'll just go ahead and stick with the original plan. So basically, ever since I started streaming, I've always been, I played so many games that I went in with low expectations, not thinking I was going to like the game, or I already had like a predetermined idea of what I thought the game was, and I ended up being very surprised of like how much better the game actually was than what I originally perceived, whether it be a genre I thought wasn't for me, or just the game as a whole. I think the very first moment to where I was like impressed. Sadly, this wasn't on stream, but this was actually before I started streaming. But it was around the time to when I first started getting into PC gaming. I've been meaning to stream this game for a while. I think it's going to be on the list of games that I'm eventually going to get to streaming wise. But there was a moment to where I purchased, I believe for $8, the reboot of the Tomb Raider. I think it came out in like 2013, 2012, somewhere in there. And I was aware of Lara Croft and Tomb Raider and like from the 90s, but I didn't really I didn't like it so much back then, and then I was like, well, it's for $8, they're doing a reboot, maybe it'll be a little bit different, and I was greatly impressed. Like it was so much more than what I thought it was going to be, because the earlier games I kind of took it as like more like just exploration, just going into like seeing like different environments and like coming across puzzles and stuff and like having to do all that, which there was some of that, but I kind of felt like there was like enough like story there that was like really intriguing for me, and it really took me by surprise. I went in with very low expectations, and by the end of it, like I was a fan, and I actually do have like the because I think there's been 3 games after the reboot in total, and I got the first one, and then the other 2 reboots, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I think the latest is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Those 2 games are on my list. I'm going to stream them at some point, but I went in with low expectations and just was completely blown away, and I think I got the entire game for $8, however long ago, and I thought that was, I just kind of thought that was awesome, that I went in with low expectations, already kind of not really liking the game, at least what I thought. I was taking a complete shot in the dark, and I ended up really loving the game. And then on stream, so many times I went in with low expectations. I didn't think I was going to like BioShock. BioShock is now one of my favorite games of all time. How high on that list, I don't know, but it's definitely up there. Same thing with what is it? Fallout. I didn't think I was into Fallout, and I really ended up liking that game. And then, of course, I think on stream the biggest one probably has to be Yakuza, just simply because I heard so much about it, but I just never really wanted to get into it, just simply because I didn't think it was my kind of type of game. And plus, because it's done in Japanese, I thought maybe I might miss something and I won't be able to like follow the story and everything. So I thought that would kind of like kill my love of the game, to like not be able to follow the story. But I ended up playing it, and it was just so good. And like, I mean, that was like the biggest shocker. And plus the game starts out very, very slow. There was even a couple of moments to where I was like, I don't think I should be playing this game anymore, because I'm not really having too much fun. The story is kind of meh. But I knew at some point I was going to like the game. And it took until like the third or fourth chapter before I like realized, oh, this is awesome. And so because of that, it was like, because it was slow pace, it wasn't quite there. And by God, I actually stuck with it and kept playing, and it just completely blew me away. And it was easily the best game I ever played in terms of story. And of course, I already ranted on about Yakuza, and I don't think I want to do it again. I think I want to save that for Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 when that eventually gets released. But yeah, and so I started thinking, I think this might be an interesting topic. Was there ever a game to where you went in with very low expectations, or a pre-received notion of like, oh, I'm probably not going to like this game, and it ended up exceeding all expectations and ended up being a really good game?
That's a hard one for me, because with a lot of things, even with like movies or shows, or even if I do have like I'm kind of like iffy about it. Usually I'm just, when I'm in the moment, if I'm going to watch it, like a lot of movies, even video games, like TV shows, once I'm going to watch it, I kind of throw all those aside and just kind of like, okay, what's going on? I kind of just forget about all my preconceived notions and just get engrossed in like what's going on.
Yeah.
With the thing. But I'm trying to think, video game wise, the KFC game, I was like, well, it's just like an ad. I wasn't expecting much from it, and I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't perfect. I mean, it was ultimately an ad, and wasn't a lot to it, but there was a lot more to it, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I felt like I should have, or I thought I would. So that would be one. Night Extreme. Let me think. I'm trying to think of other ones, like games that that was for Doki Doki, because reason I played it, I saw some of the playthrough of it, and I'm like, oh, that actually, something about it caught me, and I'm like, that looks fun. Oh, I wonder how much it is. And then I found out it was free, and I was like, I played it on stream the next day. Or was it that night? It may have been that night, actually. I was like, oh shit, it's free? Let's play it. Let me think. I guess no. I wouldn't even say Battlefront 2, the new one. The campaign, I mean, I kind of figured. I'm just more disappointed with how it turned out. Like, I've explained that before, probably on the podcast too, Battlefront 2's story for that one, where they have the character, yeah, it's the typical, the Imperial sees how bad the Empire is, and then joins the rebels, and then they I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I can kind of understand why that this event caused them to finally break faith with the Empire, what they were doing. But then they're like, don't worry, we're going to release a book that's a prequel to this, and we'll explain why the character did this. No, it did the exact opposite. It just made the character's turn make less sense because of how staunchly Imperial and how guilty they felt about pretending to be a rebel and having to do that. It was just like, why? Like, it made no sense. It was just bad planning. It's like, yeah, here's why. And it's like, are you kidding me? That there's zero in there that shows that this would happen. What should have happened, which couldn't have happened because Disney's stupid, is she should have broken with the main Imperial faction and joined a splinter faction. But of course, Disney's stupid, and warlords get wiped out immediately because plot reasons, because they need to apparently have nothing happen between the end of episode 6 and the beginning of episode 7, so everything could happen in those 3 movies. So it just makes no sense at all why that turn happens. So I guess that's sort of like the gameplay was fun. The campaign was fun. Just after learning that bit of information about the character more, I was just like, well, that's just dumb. Like, usually books are supposed to smooth things over, not be like, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. It was just something that I thought was kind of interesting, at least for me as a streamer. I hope when Dark, if he ever does get like a new PC, that I would kind of like to see Dark kind of like take a shot at a game that probably has like this kind of type of value to it, to where you have low expectations, but you take a chance, and hopefully you'll find a game that you actually really do enjoy. But yeah. But again, for me, for my experience off stream, it was Tomb Raider, because like I got it for $8 and just really ended up loving the game. And then on stream, it was Yakuza, and just seeing that quote from Josh in chat, like, I mean, I just became a total fan. Like, after Yakuza 0, for me, it was just, yeah, I just became such a fan. So yeah. But anyway, I thought that was something I thought there would maybe could have like a little bit of a discussion there, but I actually kind of completely forgot about the KFC stream, and I actually thought that was kind of funny as well. Yeah.
Go watch it now. It's in the archives. It's not that bad.
Yeah. So
actually, I just remembered. Actually, and there's another story I want to attach onto this.
Go ahead.
I guess like thinking of like games that I didn't expect much from, I guess. Well, maybe even less. I thought of the Saints Row Gatted to Hell, the standalone DLC for Saints Row 4. That was I mean, it was a lot of the same. There was some interesting. I'll be honest, the most interesting thing was being able to bring back the DeWinter sisters. And oh god, who's the guy? The guy who runs Altor that you throw out the window and at the end of Saints Row 2.
Oh god.
Where you shoot.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I should know.
Oh god. Crap. It was right on the tip of my tongue.
I should know who you're talking about. Yeah. Saints Row 2. Yeah, I'm just drawing a blank. But yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So that game, yeah, it was fun seeing the DeWinter sisters again. Mostly because I liked Viola. Viola was my Saints Row waifu.
Nice.
Second up was like Shandi, which probably everyone was. Related story. I bought that, actually, that was like one of the only games I bought from a GameStop. And there's some special people that work at GameStop, from what I've understood, from other stories and such. And when I went and bought the game, it was very obvious that the cashier who was ringing me out didn't have much of a high opinion of the game. And he made a very dismissive comments like, "Oh, this game, it's like the the people, they go to hell, they kill themselves and stay at the boss." And I'm like, "No, they just go to hell." And he's like, "Oh, well, spoiler alert." What? I just didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I just took the game and left. After paying for it, I paid for it at that point. I didn't just grab the game and walk out without paying for it, though. That would have been funny.
Oh, that would have.
And then immediately not funny.
Oh yeah,
but,
sure.
Yeah, that's just something that I just remembered that. It was just such a snark. I was like, it was so obvious he had such a low opinion of the game, and maybe even a low opinion of people who actually like the series.
I'm not a fan of those people.
What
yeah.
a jackass! I was like, "Fuck, man."
Yeah, I almost kind of feel like that could probably be like a own topic in a podcast, because I actually did have I guess I could share it for another time, but I did have a moment, not as bad as that, but like it was the first time I had a moment with a cashier, and it felt kind of awkward. But yeah, I kind of don't like those people to where it's like they question like the games that you play, and like they have like a low expectation of, or low opinion of a game, and it's like, this is kind of your job, is you sell games. Here's a thought. Why not, if you're gonna say something good when it's a game that you like. If you don't like the game, then probably don't mention anything.
Fuck up.
I know, right?
God.
Anyway, but yeah, I thought that was a topic that we could probably use for another day there.
Maybe.
Yeah. And I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up the show here. Basically, God, there's so much I want to say right here, but I think I need to shorten it. But I actually did end up realizing I forgot to post this in Discord, but it is up on my YouTube. So, Artist of the Week, I went with Motörhead. It's my favorite band of all time. Last week, I went with Girls' School because it was my favorite band that's still going today. And today, I wanted to do, like, my favorite band, period. Just simply because this is the band that, like, really changed my views on music. I really wanted to do it on this particular day, and this sounds like something I probably should have said at the start of the stream, but there's a reason why I wanted to do a podcast on this day, and it's because of that. I do want to thank Fox for making some time and being able to do this, because I wasn't sure if he had plans for the holidays, and I didn't want to force him to do something that he didn't want to do. And so, but like, I wanted to do it on this particular day because, in about it was 2015, on this very day, December 28, 2015, Lemmy Kilmister passed away. He was like 75 years old. He was the front man for Motörhead, and there's actually two people, and he's one of them. But there was another individual that passed away around this time, but not on this day. And so like sadly, whenever Christmas rolls around, for me these days, it's more of reflection than anything. Sadly, that's just kind of the way life is. And so before Christmas used to just be like just another day for me. And now these days it's like whenever I'm stuck in traffic, now I got something to think about. And so sadly, that's just kind of like the way life is. And I just wanted to do it on this day because to me, it sounds just poetic to be able to, just talk about Motörhead, just talk about Lemmy, and it's a band that really impacted my life, just simply because it's my favorite band of all time. And I think I only gave Dark 4 songs to listen to, but on my playlist, on YouTube, I ended up going with 10, and I kind of feel offended that I could only go with 10. There's a reason why I stuck with 10, is because I think that was how much that Dark used when we first did this podcast. So I kind of felt like maybe 10 should be the limit. But it's just kind of hard to summarize my favorite band in just 10 songs. And to even have 4 is also like, I feel like there's tons of songs that's left out. But I went with the songs that I most liked. And I also kind of wanted, if you ever do listen to like the 10 songs I posted on YouTube, I also did kind of want to give like some contrast of like how they sounded in the very beginning to the very end. So I kind of grabbed a little bit of like everything from the 70s to the 80s, the 90s, and more recently, before Lemmy passed away. But what were you thinking about this band when you heard it?
I thought it was good.
Really?
I did.
Any song that like stood out for you?
I really liked 1916.
Ooh,
and
yes.
The somber war, sort of the horrors of war and the dying. That was very.
Yeah.
That was the one song that I understood the message to immediately. The other ones, obviously, I'd probably need to know more about.
Yeah.
The band to get, but One More Fucking Time and Heroes, those were good too. Ace of Spades, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Ace of Spades is
upbeat, I guess. Or
yeah. Ace of Spades is actually the song that kind of made the band. It was released in 1980, and it was definitely one of the songs that like kind of got me into them. I heard the song on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, I believe, and it just it was one of the reasons. It was one of the reasons. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, I think, has a lot of great songs, if I remember correctly. So
no, it's not a great game, but I have heard people like saying, "Man, I started liking this because of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3." Shit game. Apparently a great soundtrack though.
I actually played the game and absolutely loved it. I was part of the skater crowd years ago, and I like the game. I have friends that like the game as well, but obviously it's not for everyone, and that's the way it is. But I did like the soundtrack, and it was just the way it was. Also, one of the songs I actually did want to go with, but I actually had to change it just because I didn't know it was a cover. There was a song called "Leaving Here," and apparently I didn't even know this, but apparently the song "Leaving Here" was actually a cover song to Eddie Holiday, who apparently is from Motown Records. And I don't know too much about Motown Records. I do know that they're a band I know, but not really a band that I really love, but they're okay. is Temptations. If you ever are into like doo-wop or something like that, they're kind of known for soul, R&B, funk, that style of music. And I didn't know that Leaving Here, Motörhead did a cover in their first album, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And then also, I heard a friend tell me that like Osborne's version of Hellraiser was always better, and it was just something I just kind of heard, and because of the podcast, I kind of like was doing like bits and pieces of like research just to make sure I had something to like kind of say. And I actually did look up the song Hellraiser. It turns out, I didn't know this, but Ozzy Osbourne, Zakk Wylde, he's a really good guitarist. I actually, from the first podcast that I hosted, if you actually go back and watch, there was a song I played during the podcast called Slip Shack. It was Zakk Wylde's guitar solo that was going on, so he actually did make it onto the podcast actually. But Zakk Wylde, Osbourne, and Lemmy actually did write the song to Hellraiser, and I actually didn't know that. And Lemmy actually did do a cover of Hellraiser as well, so I thought that was something interesting that I didn't know about. Like, I didn't know he collaborated that much with Osbourne as much as that. And they came out like a year apart. I think Osbourne wrote the song in like 91, and Lemmy came out with his version in 92. So I just kind of thought that was interesting. Again, I could be here all day talking about Lemmy, talking about his life, but we have a podcast. We should probably be wrapping it up here. So sadly, I want to say more, but I think for the most part, I just want to leave it there. One last thing, one of the songs I did want to go with for the 10 list on my YouTube, the song Keys to the Kingdom. I really wanted to go with that song for the guitar solo, but there's definitely some things about Motörhead that some people may or may not like. I kind of wanted to go with songs that everyone could enjoy. There are definitely some songs that are like against religion and against Lemmy was not a fan of like politicians for their own political gains starting wars. He was always against that. He also was known for being called a racist just simply because he had a lot of apparently he had a large he's big into history, and one of his favorite portions of history happens to be World War II, and he has a lot of Nazi memorabilia, and because of that he was called a racist. And even though that he had a girlfriend that was black, apparently that don't matter. If you're into Nazi memorabilia, you're a racist apparently. So he does have a no.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
have any Nazi memorabilia. I mean, I don't think I'd ever get it. Well, unless it was North African, like campaign stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I would get any World War II stuff just because of the stigmatization behind them.
Mhm.
Unless they were like super like medals. Medals I feel like are okay, but like flags or certain items, not so much.
Yeah, I don't know exactly everything that he had, but I do know he was a large collector and just different stuff. And according to Lemmy, apparently he liked. Apparently, according to him, he thought the Nazi uniforms that they had were kind of like some of the best uniforms that they had throughout entire military history.
That I can agree with him on. Especially if you just look at German uniforms, Germans have always been very snappy in their uniforms, and World War II German uniforms are like the peak of of just, they look great. Unfortunately,
Yeah, and of course everyone has like their own opinion about Nazis, but I mean, some people could look at that and be like, oh, that's racist. And then other people like myself could look at that and just be like, well, it's part of history. It's probably not something that you would probably like, but it's definitely something to be remembered, because after all, if you forget your history, you're doomed to repeat it. So, yeah, on a history standpoint, I don't really care too much. Like, it's part of history, so like you have to remember it. And for Lemmy, he was just big into history. He was a real history buff. There was one story, I think his manager actually was at his place one day, and I can only assume they had to talk about business and just kind of like hang out for a little bit. And Lemmy, he just kind of had like a documentary just playing in the background, and it was about like World War II tanks. And all of a sudden, during their discussion, he just stops and he's like, "That's the wrong fucking tank." And the manager just kind of looks at him like, Lemmy, they done their research. I don't think, no, that's the wrong fucking tank. So then he starts breaking out like his own books, his own like literature, and he's like, all of a sudden his manager is getting like a crash course in like tanks 101. And I'm sure there was like a specific like era and like a time, but he's like just giving like a small rundown, and he's like, no, that's the wrong fucking tanks. That documentary is wrong. I just thought that was a little funny.
They mistake the tank for. If they freaking mistake like a Sherman for a German tank, they should just shoot the documentary part. Because the Sherman was literally the only goddamn, well, not literally, there was the Pershing tank that the Americans had, and there were the Churchills? But like the freaking, that's like confusing like the T-30, T-30 which? T-34? Oh god, now I can't remember which. There were so many T-30s the Soviets made, I can't remember what the World War II one was.
But anyway, but that was like a little story that I remember hearing about Lemmy, and I wish there was a couple more stories I have about Lemmy, but that was definitely one that I think anyone that's into history is kind of would appreciate. Is apparently Lemmy's stopping business just so that way he could complain about freaking wrong tanks in a documentary. And it turns out I actually did come across my own documentary. A documentary that I actually know a little bit more about the history of, and they completely nerfed a guy that got the Medal of Honor. And in the documentary, they said that he what was it? He died. Crap. What was it? He died where he stood or something like that. And this guy completely like saved, he got 2 Medal of Honors in one action, basically. The guy actually almost did die at one point. And then there was like a mortar attacks, and somewhere during the mortar attacks, he woke up. And then all of a sudden there was like another rescue team that was coming in to try and save his group. And then he started, as he was bleeding to death, covering fire, and he got his 2nd Medal of Honor during that action. And it's like this guy got 2 Medal of Honors, and in this documentary completely wiped it under the rug. Oh yeah, he died where he stood. No, this guy did more than just die where he stood.
Yeah, there's dying where you stand and holding your ground.
Yeah, and this guy done more than just hold his ground. Like he actually charged the it was I could probably show the clip maybe, but I'm not gonna bother. But basically it was, they're on this mountain. It happened in like 2001, I believe. They're getting shot from every direction, and the chopper I think that he was in gets hit, and so they kind of had to like take like an emergency landing. So they just had to land right in the middle of the battlefield, and they're getting shot from every direction. And there's this one bunker, and he just charges. Hit the rest of his team, try and fall back to try and basically try and sort the thing out. And so they actually go off camera, and it's all caught on a military drone. It's all in like black and white and blobs and like heat signatures and all this. and you could actually see him like charge the bunker, kills everyone in that bunker. At some point, like, he loses a lot of blood, passes out. I think there's like a commander that ends up going back up the hill and is like the main commander for the squad, checks him. He thought he was dead, so he just kind of like, well, I have to protect the rest of my team. And I forget what happens to him. I think he takes a bullet and like he dies or almost dies, and then the rescue team comes in. Well, actually, no, the mortar attack happens, and I think at some point, because he wakes up from the mortar attack, an enemy soldier gets into that bunker, and then all of a sudden he starts fighting with the guy who the commander thought he was dead. So then he's like getting back up. He's bleeding to death, and he's fighting off for his life. Kills the guy in hand-to-hand combat, and then that's when the chopper comes in to kind of rescue his team. And it was an amazing story. I thought that was so awesome. And to hear a documentary saying like he died where he stood, and it's like, that's just a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's very shameful.
And one last comment I'll make on that. The guy's name was John Chapman. I kind of love some of the comments I was reading on him. He's a fucking boss fight. Not only was he a boss fight, I loved one of the comments. The Afghan soldiers, what was it? Chapman was not on that hill against Afghan soldiers. The Afghan soldiers was on that hill stuck with Chapman. Like that. That was one of my favorite quotes. Yeah, oh my god, it was a story I kind of heard somewhat recently, and I think John Chapman, that whole bit that I just mentioned, like that was something that was like the first Medal of Honor for, I don't know if it's U.S. only or every military, but that was like the first Medal of Honor like shown on camera. Usually you almost like never heard of them.
As far as I'm aware, the Medal of Honor is only a thing Americans have.
Okay, so
we
yeah.
have the Victoria Cross. Same with, I think, every other Commonwealth country and the Britain itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the medal.
Germany still has the Iron Cross.
Yeah, and the Medal of Honor is supposed to be like the highest honor that the U.S. military gives to their soldiers, and of course, as confirmed by Dark, apparently. There's also other medals that's like in that same regard.
Croix de Guerre is France, and that's all the highest medals I know of.
Yeah, and so yeah, that was like the highest medal that you could receive in combat, and it was I just thought that was kind of interesting that was like the first Medal of Honor to the U.S. That received like that regard, and it was all caught on camera. It was all heat signatures and like from a drone, but it was there, and I just kind of thought that was interesting. But yeah, anyway, Motörhead is my favorite artist of the week, and it's my favorite band of all time. And again, I could just be here all day just talking about them, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end it there. Anyway,
tune in next week when I do Taylor Swift for mine, my favorite artist. Lip shits on her.
She wasn't that bad from the few songs I did hear, but it's
I don't know what I'm doing next week.
Yeah, well, I also did get some songs from Dark, and because I was curious, and it was okay, I guess, but it was definitely not my cup of tea. But anyway.
Understand.
But yeah, Motörhead, absolutely love them. Just a couple of songs. I did want to go with Keys to the Kingdom, but because that was kind of religious to a degree of like going against religion, anyone that's Christian will probably hear that, probably not like it. So because of that, I kind of kicked it out. But I did love the guitar solo from Keys to the Kingdom. That was off the album Inferno. A lot of songs from Inferno that I love. A lot of songs from Motorizer. I could be here just naming. Let's just put it this way. I'm a fan of Motörhead, so there's not really too many songs I could think of that I didn't like. I could probably name more albums that I didn't like as much as others, but every album I've heard, I've loved, and there's not too many albums, or excuse me, not too many songs that I didn't like. I even heard some cover songs that Lemmy did with other individuals and stuff. I even loved those, and I kind of wanted to go with some of them, but they're covers, so I didn't feel comfortable. I wanted to go with all the original songs that they came up with, so. But anyway, but yeah, Motörhead, Lemmy is awesome. And about 4 years ago to the day, Lemmy passed away. And short story on that is he had his birthday on December 24, and then he had a checkup from the doctor on the 26th, and he got the news that he had a very aggressive prostate cancer, and then 2 days later after that, on 28th, he died. So I think it actually was three things. He did have the cancer, but that was more of like a timer kind of type of thing. But that didn't kill him officially, I think. But it was something that he did have, and it wasn't good. There was something else, and I forgot, and it was also heart failure, I believe. So he was kind of hit with like three different things, but I think it was heart failure that got him. But anyway. But yeah, I just kind of thought that was... Motörhead just impacted me. Lemmy impacted my life, and I just really love him to death. And yeah, again, I need to end it there because I could just be here all day just talking about him. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the podcast. I'm assuming the next one is going to be on the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Yeah, 2 weeks from now is on the 11th, so I'm assuming that's the next podcast.
I mean, I don't think there should be a problem with that. We'll know closer to the 11th.
All right. So, unless we hear any news about Dark's PC, I'm assuming it's still going to be... I guess for now we could go ahead and just say it's going to be aired here, but Dark is going to be hosting it, so...
Yep.
So we're going to do it exactly like how we did it last week, and I'm completely fine with this. I mean, it's what we got to do, so... Yeah, I mean, I could pretty much sit here and say, like, I would prefer to kind of have, like, the stream done in its own way, but, I mean, this is the way we have it set up, so it's... Dark's having PC issues, so it's the least I could do, so I don't mind having to stream on my channel and have his thoughts be spread across my community. Don't pay attention to him. He is not our Lord and Savior. I don't know what I'm doing here. But yeah. I don't know either. But yeah, he's going to be hosting the next podcast on the 11th, and it's going to be aired right here. And I'm double checking to make sure if there was anything else that I had. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. Because I did have like a little bit, but I think that was like after dark stuff. But that's, yeah. Oh yeah, I think that was just like a reminder for. I had an idea of like doing like a brainstorming session on stream or off, and I think I pretty much kind of said it is E3 stuff, and also the what I mentioned earlier, the Did You Notice segment, but we need like clips and stuff in order to do that, and of course me and Dark need to have like more collaboration between each other, because it would kind of suck if I'm like fully prepared and like Dark doesn't have any clips for Did You Notice, and so yeah. So that might become a segment, might not. We'll see what happens, but it was just an idea I thought would be like a cool way to interact between me and Dark, and also with chat as well. So, but yeah, so yeah, I guess that's the podcast. I don't know if there's anything else that you wanna add.
No. Hey, follow me on Twitch. I mean, I won't be streaming. Well, but I might figure out something. I don't know. To do other than games. We'll see. Follow me on Twitter. I just, for the first time, literally, I went through actually all my Twitter posts. This is my first original Twitter at the Dark Fox 47.
I believe it's the Dark Fox.
Yeah, at the Dark Fox 47. That is correct. I just opened up my Twitter. I made my. I'm happy with the tweet I made. It's my first original tweet. Everything else has literally just either been announcements or replies to other tweets, which is kind of sad. Yeah. Also, yeah. That's
right.
That's it.
And of course, with me, there's we are going to be doing movie night on. I think we're going to try and do it the day of. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know about movie night. But yeah, we're probably going to do it exactly like how we did it last time. And we're going to be doing Upright Citizens Brigade Season 2. I think I'm going to go ahead and say this now. It's kind of sad that we're going to be stopping Upright Citizens Brigade after Season 2 because Season 3 has yet to be released on DVD. So sadly, that's not going to be a thing that's going to happen. So also, not Dark, but Josh, if you also want to go ahead and post Dark's channel in Discord, that's also fine as well. If you want to do that. Josh. I think anyone could post their links in chat. So if I always wanted to do that, but I always keep forgetting. So Dark, if you want to do that, or Josh, if you want to grab Dark's Twitch, go ahead and post that in chat. I don't mind. That's if you guys want. You don't have to. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, movie night. We're gonna be doing it in January 11. We're gonna try and do it after the podcast because I think we might be able to get some more people in. Hopefully, you just got to join the Discord and just be in general chat, and we'll just have a bunch of fun. But yeah, it was a lot of fun doing. It was a lot of fun doing movie night. It was basically just me and Josh, but we also did have another one of my mods, Sir Destroyer. He kind of came in for a little bit. He had to. I think he said he had homework to do or something like that, so he had stuff to do. So sadly, he kind of dipped. But yeah, me and Josh kind of stuck in all the way to the very end, and season 1 is just kind of. It's just kind of special. Upright Citizens Brigade in general is just awesome. But anyway, but yeah. So movie night, January 11. We're gonna go ahead and do that after the podcast. As for the streams, I'm gonna be continuing Metal Gear tomorrow. Don't know when I'm gonna dive back into Witcher 3, but I'm gonna enjoy doing that when I can. And then I'm actually feeling pretty good, so I might actually do a stream. We're not going to do After Dark, but I think I will stream some GTA San Andreas for a little bit. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that today, and I think that's pretty much it that I wanted to say. So I do want to thank you guys. You'll also follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and also on my YouTube. Should be all under the same name, so you just gotta search Live to Win, exactly how it's spelled. L1VE 2WIN. And yeah, so please follow me, and it's been a huge blast doing this. And again, I kind of just want to point this out. I do want to thank I do want to thank Dark for agreeing to do this today, because this kind of meant a lot to me, being able to do a podcast and have Lemmy as Motörhead as the artist of the week. So I just kind of really appreciate that we kind of did it around his not only his birth, but we did it on the same day of his death. So just kind of remember that, and I just want to thank Dark for that. So
I mean, I had no idea why. I'll be honest, didn't even question it. I was just like, oh, an extra one? Sure. People like the podcast. Why not?
But
somehow people like the podcast.
It's just
episode 10 tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow. Next time. Tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that'll be too much if we do it tomorrow. All links in the description. Nice. Thanks, Josh, for that. I appreciate it. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, I just happened to see the 28th come up on a Saturday, and I just decided to kind of pull the trigger on it since it's because I don't know if I would get the opportunity to do it again, and I just kind of thought it would just be kind of nice to do it on this day. Otherwise, I would have waited and done it. I would have waited 2 weeks and done it next week on the 4th, but I saw the 28th and I figured, there's plenty of time. I'm sure we could work something out. And sure enough, Dark agreed. So I'm kind of thankful that he allowed me to do this. And yeah, so guys, I just want to thank you guys for showing up to the stream. Thank you, Josh, for hanging out with me during movie night. That was awesome. And yeah, huge blanket of thank yous, and I'm gonna possibly be doing some GTA San Andreas. Streams are gonna go down, but it will probably come back up. I'm gonna probably play some music and just get right into it. So yeah. Alright, so I guess we'll go ahead and call it there. So again, thanks everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Peace.